Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammasambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammasambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammasambuddhassa. Today, Mahāparinibbāna Sutta, the Buddha's last day, is part 21. Last time, the Buddha phrase Venerable Ananda with the four qualities of Venerable Ananda, like universal monarch. Then, at the end of the Buddha's talk, then Venerable Ananda kept quiet. Then after some times, Venerable Ananda says to the Buddha, Bhante, ma Bhante Bhagawa imasame Khodaka Nakari. Bhante, don't attain final Parinibbāna in this small town. This is very small town. There are, very big cities like Champa city, Rajagaha city, Savatthi cities, and Saketa city. And also Kosambi, Varanasi, etc. There are many big cities in this world. They are also devoted to the Buddha, or they revere the Buddha, they respect the Buddha. So you should take final Parinibbāna in this big city. In these big cities, Venerable Ananda suggests this to the Buddha. At that time, the Buddha prevents Venerable Ananda not to say like this. This Kusinara is a small town, is it? Don't say this Kusinara is small town. Actually, this Kusinara was the capital cities of, Mahāsuddhasana universal monarch in the past. Mahāsuddhasana Sutta is here. Another Sutta in this Digha Nikaya. The Buddha talk about the Mahāsuddhasana second universal monarch. This is also actually the Bodhisattva Buddha to be. When he was fulfilling the parami, the Buddha also became Cakkavatti Raja, universal monarch in this place. The time the Buddha name was Mahāsuddhasana, universal monarch. During universal monarch time, this Kusinara small town was, Kusavati capital cities of Mahāsuddhasana, universal monarch. Very big cities. Although the Kusinara is small town now. Then the Buddha talk about Mahāsuddhasana Sutta to Venerable Ananda here. Then Venerable Ananda keep quiet. Then he didn't say, is it? After talking about this Mahāsuddhasana Sutta, the description of the Kusavati capital cities of Mahāsuddhasana universal monarch. Then the Buddha asked Venerable Ananda to go to the Kusinara cities to inform the Malla king. The Buddha will attain his final Parinibbāna at the last watch of the night. Then according to the Buddha's instruction, Venerable Ananda also entered into the Kusinara city. That times, the king, Malla kings in Kusinara city have the assemblies in one hall. They are gatherings for the Buddha's final Parinibbāna. Is it taking the Buddha funeral arrangements of the Buddha? That time, Venerable Ananda went to this assembly and informed the Buddha will take his final Parinibbāna at the last watch of the night. Then they also they came to the Kusina, Sala group where the Buddha was living. Then they pay homage to the Buddha family by family according to Venerable Ananda's arrangement. For example, the king family, royal family first, and later the minister family. According to their positions, then they also pay homage to the Buddha. Then after paying homage to the Buddha, then what will happen? The first watch finish with the with the paying homage to the Buddha by the Kusinara, Malakin group, Malakin. Then at that time, the midnight or the middle watch of the night, there was also a Wandara. A Wandara we call Paribhajaka in Pali. His name was Subhada Paribhajaka. He was also in these cities during the times. Then he also have the Buddha will take his Mahāparinibbāna tonight. Then I also have doubt regarding sentence about the Buddha and sentence regarding the Dhamma. Then if I ask my doubts to the Buddha, then the Buddha will explain. I believe the Buddha will be able to dispel my doubt. Then he approached Venerable Ananda to take permissions to meet with the Buddha. Is it? When he approached Venerable Ananda, I have doubt regarding the Dhamma. Then I want to ask these questions to the Buddha. I believe the Buddha will answer correctly. Then he will be able to dispel my doubt. Please permit me to see the Buddha. That time, Venerable Ananda rejected his request. The Buddha was very tired now. The Buddha was resting now on the bed. That is why Venerable Ananda didn't allow him to approach the Buddha the first time. But he don't stop, is it? He didn't stop. Then he requests the second time. Also, Venerable Ananda rejected his request. He didn't get permissions to the Subhada Paribhajakas to meet the Buddha. Then at that time, he also requested, Venerable Ananda, please allow me to meet the Buddha. I have doubt. I believe if I ask the Buddha, then he will explain, then he will be, then my doubt will disappear with his answer. That is why please allow me to see the Buddha. Then during this time, after the third time's request of the Subhada Paribhajaka, then the Buddha also heard their conversation. He is requesting to meet the Buddha. Venerable Ananda was also rejecting his request. Why Venerable Ananda rejected? He is the Daitya Paribhajaka. Paribhajaka means ascetic or monks from other religions. They have opposite view of the Buddha's ideas. They like the other person's idea. They don't like the Buddha's teaching. That is why when they approach the Buddha, then although the Buddha gave the Dhamma thoughts to them, they will not accept easily. Deity is very difficult to remove. For example, you may also experience with someone who believe in other God or other religions. Although we explain correctly, although the Buddha's teaching is correct, you may explain to them to follow, to remove their view. It is not easy. Is it? Even in the Buddhism, For example, we have different traditions. They believe the other traditions, but we explain the Buddha's teaching in accordance with the Theravada instruction. Then sure, but not easy to dispel their view. That is why, Deity is a clinging upadana. Deity upadana, is it? Deity upadana, or not only the craving, not only tana, it reaches to the clinging state, upadana state. Then they have already hold this view. They don't want to relinquish their view. Deity upadana, silapatu upadana. If someone is practicing something with their belief, what will happen? They don't want to relinquish their practice easily, although the Buddha explained it is wrong, something like this, is it? That is why they are called Deittu Padana, sometimes Silapatu Padana, Attavadu Padana. Attavadu Padana, sometimes they are holding the Atta view, self view. That's a Atta, that's a soul. Soul, is it? Then if they are holding such kinds of view, although the Buddha explained, not easy to language. That is when they are called clinging, upadana. Then Venerable Ananda thought this he is ascetic or a monk from the other religions. Although the Buddha teach the Dhamma correctly, then he will not accept easily. Then he will ask many questions to the Buddha. Then the Buddha need to answer his question. Then the Buddha will be very tired. Because of this reason, Venerable Ananda didn't allow him to meet the Buddha. Is it? Then when they are having a conversation between Venerable Ananda and Subhadda Paribhajaka, then the Buddha also heard from his place. Then the Buddha asked Venerable Ananda, don't prevent Subhadda Paribhajaka. Please allow him to come here. If I answer his question, he has sharp knowledge, or he is very clever, he is very smart. He will understand the Dhamma easily. Please allow him to come. Please allow him to approach me. Then, when the Buddha asked Venerable Ananda, then Venerable Ananda also, Subhadda, the Buddha allow you to come. Please go to the Buddha. Then Venerable Ananda allow Subhadda Paribhajaka to go to the Buddha. Then Subhadda Paribhajaka, Subhadda ascetic, Subhadda monk from other religions approached the Buddha and he asked this question, the same question. Bhante, there are many famous teachers in the world, like, Purana Kassapa, Merkali Kosala, Ajita Kesa Kapala, Paguda Kechayana, then Senjat Pelada Buddha, and Nikanda Nada Buddha, or six master during this time. They also confess and they declare they are enlightened one. They are Sabhinyuta Buddha. They know everything. They are Arhanta, like this. Then according to their declaration, according to their confession, they really attain enlightenment or not. Subhadda Paribhajaka asked these questions to the Buddha. Is it? Or maybe six masters, no? They all become enlightenment or not, became enlightenment or not, they attain enlightenment or not, according to their declaration, according to their confession. Or some of them became enlightenment, some of them not. Some of them not, or something like this. Or all of them not, or not. Or he asked these questions to the Buddha. Then here, You see, the Buddha in this state, you know, here commentary explain. Okay, this one commentary explains about the Subhata Paribhajaka. You know, the Buddha is going to take his final Parinibbāna, going to attain his final Parinibbāna tonight. Although the Buddha appeared in the world since 45 years ago, why Subhata have such kinds of thought during the last time of the Buddha? Then commentary explains, you know, Subhata Paribhajaka. Actually, when the Buddha allowed him to come, when the Buddha asked Venerable Ananda not to prevent him, actually the Buddha came to this Kusinaras to give the Dhamma talk to the Subhata Paribhajaka. When the Buddha gave Dhamma talk, or when the Buddha answer his question, then he will realize the true Dhamma easily, then he can become Arahanta. Because of this reason, the Buddha came to this place from very far away, although he was very tired, very sick. Because of this reason, the Buddha allowed him to meet. Then why the Subhata Paribhajaka have thought, or I have such kinds of doubt than me, there are many masters who declare as the enlightened one. Whether they are true or not, then he want to ask these questions to the Buddha. Then if the Buddha answers, sure, mind out where despair. Why he has such kinds of thought during the Buddha's last time? He didn't have this kinds of thought before. Then me, during when they accumulated kusala in the past, you know, Inyasi Kontinya, Venerable Kontinya is the first Arya disciple of the Buddha in the Buddha's dispensation among the human beings. Then this is the last, the Buddha's the last present disciple or personal disciple of the Buddha. He will be the Buddha's last noble disciple, Arya Savaka. Then there's a reason. Without reason, nothing can happen, is it? There's a reason. What is the reason? There's a reason. What is the reason? What is their reason? When they accumulated kusala in the past, they were brother. Venerable Kontinya was the elder brother. Subhata Paribhajaka was the younger brother. Then they were farmers. Then when they did when they plant the paddy field, you know, the rice in the field, then what will happen? Before planting their seed in the paddy field, Venerable continue to be. Elder brother wants to offer. Elder brother offer send rice to the Samana and Brahmana. Okay, before planting this is ceased in the field, then he offer. This is his intention. Whatever he was to do, okay, for example, he received something new. Then, okay, before eating for himself, then he offer the Samana and Brahmana with the figs. First, after that, he plants something, or he eats something in the same way. Is it? Then, before planting the rice in the field, then he also offers to the Samana and Brahmana. Then, after that, he plants. When the plant grow, at that time, you know, the sun fruit arise in the plantations. Then it can be used, but still not ripened yet. During this time also, okay, he wants to take some fruit from the plant. Then after that, he can make the milk from the plant. Then he wishes to offer to the Samana and Brahmana. Samana and Brahmana. Maybe during the Buddha time will be like Buddha or noble disciples, etc. At that time, he discussed with his younger brother. Then his younger brother disagreed. Why? They are still not mature yet. We need to wait until it becomes mature. At that time, we can offer. But according to Venerable continues to be, elder brother's intention, no, he wishes to offer something at first, or first offerings. Then we call Egadana. Egadana means, okay, whatever happened, when for example, the fruit come up, then he wishes to offer, like, for example, mango. Mango also, although it is still small, not mature yet, they can make like curry dishes to offer, is it? Then when it becomes mature, then they can also offer this to the Buddha and his disciple in this way. Then Venerable continues to be elder brother wishes to offer, but his younger brother disagrees. Then, okay, he cannot follow my intention, my desire. I also wish to offer at the first offering before maturation state, before ripen, is it? Then they divide their field. Then Venerable continues to be elder brother of making the meal from the rice. Offers to the Buddha and Bhikkhu Sangha, making the meal from the rice. Then the younger brother didn't do so. Then after ripening also, okay, he take the paddy or rice from the plant. Then before keeping into the storeroom, then he also offers to the Buddha and Bhikkhu Sangha. In the same way, he cook the new rice. After cooking, also before he eat, he also offer this new rice to the Buddha and Bhikkhu Sangha at first, or like this. His intention is like this, is it? What happened? According to nowadays, for example, they do something. They got something, they arrange the food before they eat. Okay, they offer the Buddha or Bhikkhu Sangha. They receive something new. Okay, before they use, they offer such kinds of things to the Buddha and Bhikkhu Sangha. After that, they wish for realization or Nibbana or before the other persons or as first person. Because of his wishes, what happened? Venerable continues became noble person as the first noble person during the Buddha time. When the Buddha appeared in the world, then the Buddha consider which person is suitable to give the Dhamma talk at first person. Then at the time, Venerable continue automatically appear in his mind. Then the Buddha preached the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. At the end of the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, Venerable continue became Sotapanna together with 180 million Brahma. But here, because of his last offering, not first offering, then Subhadda Paribhajaka, younger brother, now he remembered the Buddha. Oh, I have doubt. I want to ask this doubts. I want to ask questions to the Buddha to dispel the doubt. Then he approached the Buddha. Then the Buddha also knew this condition. That is why the Buddha allowed him to meet. Okay. Then what will happen? Then when the Buddha preached the Dhammas to this person, when the Buddha answered his question, then he will dispel his doubt and finally he will become Arahanta. Then before taking Parinibbāna of the Buddha, he will become Arahanta, noble person. That is why he will be the last noble disciple of the Buddha. in the presence of the Buddha. Is it? This is their past story. Venerable continues become noble persons. As the first person among the human beings. Subhadda Paribhajaka will become noble person, Arahanta, as the last noble person of the Buddha when the Buddha was present. This is their past story. Then when Subhadda Paribhajaka asked the Buddha this question, is this right or not? According to their declaration, their announcement, whether they are really enlightened one or not. Then the Buddha prevents his question, Allah, Alan Subhadda, Dictated, Alan Subhadda dictated me. It is enough. Don't ask these questions. Don't ask these questions me. If someone asks whether they are teaching in this way, actually this is wrong teaching. The Buddha also understand. They are teaching in this way. Their teaching is right or not. If they answer, okay, then the Buddha didn't answer this is right or wrong. Only just, okay, I will preach the Dhamma, right Dhamma, then you can consider yourself whether their teaching is right or not. Or in this way is better. Then if we answer, okay, their teaching is wrong, then sure, they will get angry with the Buddha. Then it will not be beneficial for all beings. Is it? That is when the Buddha didn't answer his question. Also, another thing is that the Buddha has no much time to live. If he answer in this way, then there will be question and answer. It will take a long time. Then the true Dhamma, there will not be enough time to explain the true Dhamma. That is why the Buddha didn't answer. Okay, please stop asking these questions. Then I will preach the Dhammas to you. Then what will happen? Dhammante Subhadda Desesami Tan Sunahi. I will preach you the Dhamma. Please listen to me attentively, carefully. Something like this, is it? Then after that, what the Buddha says? Yasamain called Subhadda. Yasamain called Subhadda. Dhamma Vine Ariyo Atengiko Megona Upalabati. Samano Bidatha Na Upalabati. Then I will read Dutiyo Bidatha Samano Na Upalabati, Tatiyo Bidatha Samano Na Upalabati. Setto Tobi Datha Samano Na Upalabati. Ariyo Atengiko Megona Upalabati. In whatever Dhamma and displayed, in whatever teachings, Subhadda, there is not found the noble eightfold path. Neither is there found a true acceptance of the first, second, third, or fourth degree of saintliness. Saintliness. Acceptance. The samana. That means, where there is no noble eightfold path, there is no noble persons. Noble persons, Sotapanna, Sagadagami, Anagami, and Arahanta. 4 noble persons. Sotapatti Phala, Sagadagami Phala, Anagami Phala, and Arahata Phala. Before this also, before becoming Sotapanna, then what will happen? They will attain mega. So, 4 mega persons. To be able to attain mega and Phala, they also practice Vipassana systematically. Then they attain up to highest level of Vipassana state. There will be Arahata Vipassaka. Arahata Vipassaka, they practice Vipassana correctly up to the highest level of Vipassana knowledge. Also, after becoming Sotapanna, they also practice Vipassana to become Sagadagami. After becoming Sagadagami, they also practice Vipassana to become Anagami. After becoming Anagami, they also continue to practice Vipassanas to attain Arahanta. That is why there are also 4 Arahata Vipasaka, 4 Vipassana practitioners. So altogether 12 persons. So if there's a non-noble eightfold path, there's a non-noble person. Then the Buddha answer is this one. Here according to the Pali, the first person, the first noble person, the Buddha used the first samana, the second samana, the third samana, and the fourth samana. Then refers to noble persons. Then according to commentary explanation, refers to 12 persons, 4 Phala persons, 4 Mega persons, and 4 Arahata Vipasakas who practice Vipassana correctly. There are 4 persons, altogether 12 persons. So where there's a non-noble eightfold path, there's a non-noble person, there's a no such kinds of 12 persons in this explanation or in this teaching, in this religion. The Buddha answer. Is it? Then after that, the Buddha continued to say, Yasamincha ko subhata dhamma vini ariyo atengiko mego upalabati samano pitata upalabati dutiyo pitata samano upalabati tatiyo pitata samano upalabati chatutho pitata samano upalabati. Then the Buddha said, Yasamincha ko. Now where there's a noble eightfold path, there's a noble person, Ariya person, then the Buddha says to Subhata Paribhajakas to consider himself, you trying to find the noble eightfold path in one dispensation. If you cannot find the noble eightfold path in this teaching or in this religion, in this view, then you cannot find any noble person in this religion, in this teaching. If you can find noble eightfold paths in this religions, in this teaching, you will be able to find the noble person in this religions or in this teaching. The Buddha said in this way. So where there's a no noble eightfold path, there's a no noble person. Where there's a noble eightfold path, there's a noble person. Then the Buddha continued to say, Imasamin ko subhata dhamma vini ariyo atengiko mego upalabati. There's a noble eightfold path in my dispensation, my sasana, the Buddha says. Okay, ariyo atengiko mego upalabati. Idewa subhata samano, ida dutiyo samano, ida tatiyo samano, ida chatutho samano. That is why there will be the first samana. The first samana means Sotapanna person. There will be second samana, dutiya samana, the Sakadagami noble persons. Then tatiya samana, there will be Anagami noble persons, Ariya person. The fourth samana, there will be Arahanta, the fourth noble person in my dispensation. There's a noble eightfold path in my dispensation. There are also persons who are practicing according to my instruction, the noble eightfold path systematically, successfully. Then there are noble persons in my dispensation. Then the Buddha continued to answer, Sonya Prabha Wada Samanehi Enyebi. The noble person are devoid, the other faiths, the other religions are devoid of noble person. Why? There's a no noble eightfold person in the other religions. Noble eightfold path. This is the only ways to realize Nibbana, to become noble person. So, Imesa Subhata Bhikkhu Sama Viharayam Asonyo Loko Arahanti Asa. Imesa Subhata Bhikkhu Asonyo Loko Arahanti Asa. If Subhata, the Bhikkhu live righteously, the world will not be destitute of Arahant. The world will never devoid of Arahanta. will never be devoid of Arahanta. There will be Arahanta in the world. Oh, like this. The Buddha continued to say. Then, Noble Eightfold Path, the Buddha also said, since 50 years ago, at the age of 29, the Buddha renounced the whole world. Then he went to the Uruvela forest to find the enlightenment, Then finally he became enlightened one. Then now 45 years. Then he also practiced meditations for 6 years, altogether more than 50 years. Then since I'm trying to find the true Dhamma 50 years ago, he also approached some teachers, but there are no Noble Eightfold Path practice. Ariyo Atengiko Meko, Noble Eightfold Path. There's a no practice of Noble Eightfold Path. That is why then there's a no noble person in other religions. Is it? No noble person. He also, the Buddha to be also approached the Alarat and Udaka hermit. That time he just practiced only jhanas concentrations under their instructions. But they couldn't continue to teach the practice of vipassana, which can be the way, which is the ways to realize nibbana, which is the ways to become noble persons. That is why the Buddha says, although since I ordained 50 years ago, that I didn't find any Noble Eightfold Path practice in any religions. Automatically answer, Purana, Kassapa, Mekali, Kosala, Ajita, Sanjaya, Nigandanada Buddha, Nika Assative in India, etc. Although they are practicing their way diligently, they are not Noble Eightfold Path practice. That is why it is impossible to become noble person in their religions. Okay. Then you can also find. Now there are many religions in the world. Is there any religions who are guiding, who are teachings according to the Noble Eightfold Path way? Sure, if they are teaching and if they are practicing according to the Noble Eightfold Path, there can be noble person. There may be noble person. But if they are not practicing and not teaching the Noble Eightfold Path way, then there will not be noble persons in this religion. Is it? Even in Buddhist, our Buddhism, but they are also teaching according to the Buddha. But whether they practice the Noble Eightfold Path to complete or not, only some they practice only sila, some they only practice the sun concentration, even not jhanas concentration state. Is it? Then they also practice partial vipassana, or maybe superficial vipassana, shallow vipassana, like this. Then it is not, if they don't practice according to the Noble Eightfold Path, then it is also impossible to become noble person, Ariya person. It is also impossible to realize nibbana. In this way, you can consider yourself. The Buddha gave this way. Is it? Okay. What is the Noble Eightfold Path? Uttamadasi, can you show the Noble Eightfold Path? Noble Eightfold Path. Here, Ariya Atengika Mega. Ariya Atengika Mega Noble Eightfold Path, is it? Ariyo Atengiko Mego, yeah. Sama Deiti, Sama Sankappa, Sama Vaca, Sama Kamanda, Sama Ajiwa, Sama Vayama, Sama Sati, Sama Samadhi. Okay, they are Noble Eightfold Path. Sama Deiti, right understanding, is it? Right understanding. The Noble eightfold path in Samadhi, right understanding, Samadhi, Sama Sankappa, right thought, or Samadhi, Sama Vacha, right speech, Sama Kamanda, right actions, Sama Ajiva, right livelihood, Sama Vayama, right effort, Sama Sati, right mindfulness, Sama Samadhi, right concentration. Oh, they are Noble Eightfold Path. We also call 3 trainings, Sila Sekha, training in morality, training in virtues, morality, okay? Then Samadhi Sekha, training in concentration, Panya Sekha, training in wisdom. Oh, Sila, Samadhi, Panya, they are the same. Oh, what are Sila Sekha? What are Sila Sekha? Here, right? Sama Vaja, Sama Kamanda, Sama Ajiva. They are Sila Sekha. Sama Samadhi, Sama Vayama, Sama Sati, Sama Samadhi. These 3 are called Samadhi Sekha. Samadhi Meganga. Then Samadhi, Sama Sankappa, right understanding and right thought. They are Panya Sekha, training and wisdom. These 3 training or Noble Eightfold Path should be practiced to become noble persons, Ariya persons, who realize Nibbana. Is it? Then, can you find such kinds of practice in other religions? Okay, some they confess, we have the some Sila practice, Sila Sekha, right speech, in some other religion. Okay, they also speak correctly. As is some Musawada, Viramani, right action. They also avoid killing, living being, etc. Stealing others' property, doing such a misconduct, etc. Is it? Taking intoxicant, etc. Right livelihood. They also have some good livelihood. This is also actually not according to their God teaching, their religious leaders teaching. They just steal the practice from our Buddhism. This is like this, is it? Then, but do you have any practice to attain concentration, samadhi? No anapana meditation practice. They may, okay, if someone is teaching anapana practice, maybe only just to attain some concentrations, not the practice, not deep practice, not up to jhana's concentration state, is it? Then how they will be able to practice to attain mega flat knowledges? Then right effort. Then you can find such kinds of practice in the Buddha's dispensation, step by step. Then right understanding, dukkha jnana, dukkha samudaya jnana, dukkha nirodha jnana, dukkha nirodha gaminiya patipadaya jnana. That means understanding of the Four Noble Truths. Understanding of the Four Noble Truths. Dukkha jnana, what are the dukkha? Nama, Rupa, or 5 aggregates are the dukkha, the noble truth or suffering. Then they will have to understand the noble truth or suffering, the noble truth or origin or suffering. Without understanding of the noble truth, it is not really panya, only just possession, not wisdom. Is it? Like this. Okay. Here, then you will be able to decide for yourself whether there will be noble person or whether this teaching is the correct teachings in other religions or even in Buddhism. Then, according to their practice, then you can also decide yourself. Okay, this practice is correct or not? Okay, Sila Sekha, Noble Eightfold Path. Sila Sekha, right speech. Right speech. Okay, what is right speech? According to the Mahāparinibbāna Sutta and other suttas, many, Musawada Viramani, Pisunaya Vajaya Viramani, Prusaya Vajaya Viramani, Sampaplaba Viramani. They are called Samma Vaja, right speech. Musawada Viramani, abstaining from lying, abstaining from gossiping, abstaining from slandering, abstaining from harsh speech, abstaining from useless speech. Then you can find such kinds of sila. Is there any religion? Is there any teacher who is teaching according to this silas or not? Is it? Then in our Buddhisms, we are teaching the Buddha according to the Buddha's instruction. Many are also following, but although they are Buddhist, if some they will not follow the Buddha's instruction. But teaching is here. If they follow this Buddha's instruction, then they have Samma Vaja, right speech. When they are abstaining from lying, etc., then they have Samma Vaja, right speech. Then Samma Kamanda, right actions. Okay, Panadipada. Panadipada is the wrong actions. Killing living beings is the wrong actions. Adinadana, Adinadana, stealing others' property is a wrong actions. Is it? Then Kamisume Chachara, engaging in such a misconduct is also wrong actions. Wrong actions. But if they abstain from killing living beings, Panadipada Viramani, or there will be right actions. In the same way, Adinadana Viramani, abstaining from taking others' property, what is not given? It's right actions. Kamisume Chachara Viramani, abstaining from engaging such a misconduct, doing such a misconduct is right actions. Or if they follow the Buddha's instruction, then their sila will be pure. This is right action. Then 5 precepts, no? Then you are taking the 5 precepts. That is why then you will have right speech and right actions. Right speech and right actions. Then right livelihood. Right livelihood, you as you know, regarding livelihood, they are speaking lying. Is it? They are lying, etc. They are lying. Pisuna Vasa, they split between two friends, etc. They are slandering because of livelihood. They also speak harsh speech because of livelihood. They also speak useless speech, etc. But if they abstain from lying because of livelihood, then it will be right livelihood, Samma Ajiva, etc. Then killing living being also the same way, because of livelihood, they are killing living being. There will be wrong livelihood. They want to sell the pork or chicken, then they kill this living being. They want to eat chicken, they also kill living being. There will be wrong livelihood, is it? Then if they abstain from killing living being because of livelihood, then there will be Samma Ajiva, right livelihood. In this way. Then because of livelihood, they also abstain from stealing others' property, taking others' property. Then they also abstain from doing such misconduct, etc. Then there will be Samma Ajiva, right livelihood. In the same way, you know, Sattha, they also sell the weapons for their livelihood. Some country, even the whole country, sell the weapons to for their livelihood. They want to make money. They want to make dollar. Is it? They sell the nuclear weapons to others with a lot of money. Then what will happen? Then even government, even the whole country will be around livelihood, not livelihood. If it is so, how they will be able to attain concentration? How they will be able to attain Mahāparinibbāna? Even they don't have sila. Is it? Then around livelihood. Sometimes they also serve the same way. They also serve, for example, like the young girls for their livelihood. or human being, etc. Then there will be also the wrong livelihood, etc. Is it? Then another one, they also sell the pork or chickens after killing. There will be wrong livelihood. Then they also sell the alcohol or some poisons, etc. For their livelihood, there will be wrong livelihood. That is why if you are doing business by selling or buying, trading, what will happen? You should avoid selling the meat, or you should avoid the selling the poisons, weapons, etc. Alcohol. Then it will be right livelihood. Otherwise, will be wrong livelihood. Is it? Okay. This is a wrong and right livelihood. In the same way, right speech, wrong speech, right actions, wrong actions, right livelihood, wrong livelihood. You will understand. Then you can find. You can also consider yourself whether you are doing right livelihood or the sila, okay, right speech, right actions, right livelihood or not. If there's no right speech, right action, right livelihood, what will happen? Okay, there will be wrong speech, actions, and livelihood. Then no more sila, is it? If no more sila, how they will be able to attain the concentration which is higher than sila? If there's no concentration, what will be? No understanding of the noble truth. That means cannot become noble person, cannot attain Mahāparinibbāna Nibbāna. How they will be able to find? Okay, if they have sila, morality, then Samma Vaca, Samma Kammanta, Samma Ajiva, based on pure sila, then they can continue to practice one of the samatha meditation, which is suitable for their characters or their temperament, charita. Is it? Then, for example, Anapana meditation, Buddha Nusati meditation, or Metta meditation, Asubha meditation, etc. Then they can practice any meditation which is suitable for them. Then what will happen? When they can practice those meditations systematically, successfully, according to the Buddha's instruction, then they can attain either Upajara Samadhi or Apana Samadhi, access concentration or absorption concentration. Or Upajara Samadhi or Apana Samadhi, Jhana Samadhi. Then what will happen? They will have Samadhi, or Samadhi Sekami, this one. Then to be able to attain the Samadhi, you need Samma Vayama, right effort. Without right effort, you cannot. Okay, you are doing diligently to accumulate akusala, then it is not right effort. Is it? Right effort means, okay, we briefly, right effort means you have accumulated akusala. Try not to have such kinds of akusala in the future. Oh, you have been do such kinds of akusala yet. Okay, try not to arise such kinds of akusala in the future like this. Is it? Then in the same way, you have been accumulated a kinds of kusala. For example, you are practicing meditation, you have been attained up to jhana's concentration yet. Then what? Okay, you try to attain such kinds of jhana's concentration. In the same way, you have been attained Mahāparinibbāna Nibbāna yet in your samsara, wrong or revert. Try to attain such kinds of Mahāparinibbāna Nibbāna attainment in the future. This is right effort. Then you have already attained such a kinds of concentration. For example, you have Upajara Samadhi, SS concentration, by practicing concentration. Okay, don't stop with this SS concentration, trying to practice to attain up to jhana's concentration. But you have jhana attainment. Okay, don't stop with the jhana attainment. Continue to practice vipassana until you realize nibbana. Oh, in this way, such kinds of effort, viriya is called right effort or samma vayama. Okay, samma sati, the right mindfulness. Sure, when you are practicing samatha or vipassana meditation, you have right mindfulness. For example, you are observing the in-breath and out-breath breathing meditation. As long as you are observing the breath object, there will be Kaya-nupassana Satipatthana, or then contemplating on the body, contemplating of the body. When you are practicing 32 parts of the body, the same way, when you are practicing 4 element meditation, 4 element, there will be Kaya-nupassana Satipatthana, contemplating on the body, etc. Then when you practice Rupa meditation, you are discerning the Rupa as they really are. That will be also considered Kaya-nupassana Satipatthana, etc. Then when you practice Nama meditation, you discern Vedana, feeling accordingly. Is it? Accordingly means Sukha Vedana, Dukkha Vedana, Adukkha Sukha Vedana, etc. Then you are practicing the Vedana-nupassana Satipatthana, the contemplations of the feeling, Vedana. When you, the same way, when you are contemplating them as anicca, dukkha, anatta, then what will happen? Then Vedana-nupassana Satipatthana. Citta-nupassana Satipatthana, then when you practice the kusala or agusala mind as they really are, then what will happen? There will be Citta-nupassana Satipatthana. Oh, Citta-nupassana Satipatthana. You also contemplate them as anicca, dukkha, anatta, pay attention there, arising impressions. Then there will be also Citta-nupassana Satipatthana, contemplations of the consciousness or mind, like this. Then in the same way, when you practice Nama, beginning from Phassa, etc., the other remaining Cittasika mental factors, or there will be Dhamma-nupassana Satipatthana, contemplations of the Dhamma object, etc. Then you are practicing 4 Satipatthana. If you are practicing this 4 Satipatthana, there will be Sammasati, right mindfulness, right mindfulness. Then otherwise, you know, only agusala arise in your mind, then mindfulness will not associate with agusala mind. Is it? Then the mindfulness will associate with kusala mind only. Then as long as you are having kusala only, paying attention any kusala objects like meditation objects or vipassana meditation object, etc., then there will be right mindfulness until you realize Nibbana. Then if you are practicing samatha vipassana meditation, you have right mindfulness. If you are accumulating kusala is arising in your mind, there will be right mindfulness. Otherwise, there will not be right mindfulness. Then samma samadhi, the right concentration, according to the Mahāparinibbāna Sutta, etc. explanation, right concentration refers to 4 rupa jhana. Prathama jhana, the first jhana, Dutiya jhana, Tatiya jhana, Chatutha jhana, up to the 4th jhana state. They are called right concentration. Then how to do? According to the Buddha's teaching, 4 jhanas are right concentration, samma samadhi. But commentary is explained, you know, Citta Visuddhi Nama Sa Upachara Atha Samapattiyo. Citta Visuddhi Nama Sa Upachara Atha Samapattiyo. Then 8 attainments together with Upachara Samadhi, excess concentration, are called Citta Visuddhi, the purifications of mind, purifications of consciousness, or in this way. That is why to have Samma Samadhi, right concentration, you should practice to attain either Upachara Samadhi or Apana Samadhi, excess concentrations or jhanas concentration. Then at that time, your mind will be pure, your mind will be free from nivarana hindrances. Then there will be right concentration. Okay, these 3 noble paths are called Samma Samadhi. Then, sure, you can practice Anapana or any other meditation subject successfully, systematically. You can attain Upachara Samadhi or Apana Samadhi. At that time, you will have Samma Samadhi, right concentration. Oh, there are also right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Okay, Samadhi. Okay, can you find such kinds of samadhi practice in other religions? No. That they may teach a kind of mindfulness practice, something like this, is it? But they will not be, even it is not easy to attain up to higher level of concentration. But there are some hermits easy in India, especially in Himalaya. Some are also practicing jhanas concentration like kasina or anapana, possible to attain up to jhanas concentration state. Even the Buddha to be Bodhisattva also found such kinds of practice under the hermit Alara and Uddaka. So they were practicing meditation to attain concentration. But there are also many religions in the world. Then you can find there are such kinds of practice or not. If there are no such kinds of practice, even there's no person who has such kinds of jhana attainment in those religions, how they will be noble person? Is it? Even in Buddhism, there are many different kinds of teaching and different kinds of tradition. You can find whether they are teaching, whether they are practicing according to the Buddha's instruction or not, successfully, systematically. Then if there are such kinds of teaching or practice, then there may be such kinds of persons who have such kinds of concentration attainment, jhana attainment. Otherwise, there will not be. Then if there's no such kinds of concentration, samadhi attainment, how they will be able to understand the Four Noble Truths, the Piññā Sikkha. Okay, for Piññā Sikkha, then maybe briefly, then based on concentration, then they can continue to practice, they can continue to discern rupa, nama, as they really are. Is it? Then all rupa and nama, then we are teaching in our meditation centers. Then when they can discern, when they can practice nama rupa as they really are, based on concentration, then they can also understand nama rupa as they really are. Then we nama rupa prachira jnana, the analytical or the definition knowledge of mind and matter or mentality and materiality. They will refer to dukkha sajja, the noble truth or suffering. Is it dukkha jnana mean this one? Dukkha jnana, the knowledge of the understanding of the noble truth or suffering. Dukkha jnana, dukkha samudaya jnana, when they can understand the noble truth or suffering, they can continue to find the noble truth or the origin of suffering, the cause of nama rupa. That may refer to dependent origination or paticca samuppada. Then they can continue to find their causes, the causes of nama and rupa as they really are. Then avijja tanha upadana sankhara kamma, then they will understand the dukkha samudaya jnana, the knowledge or understanding of the knowledge of the noble truth or the origin of suffering. Is it? There will be samudaya sajja. Then dukkha sajja and samudaya sajja. In other words, nama rupa and their causes, five khanda and their causes are the objects of vipassana. At that time, they can understand their nature, arising and perishing, only just arising and perishing. Then they can contemplate them as anicca, dukkha, anatta, pay attention their arising and perishing. Nama rupa, arising and perishings of nama rupa. Then this anicca, dukkha, anatta, there will be vipassana. Then vipassana knowledge will become mature slowly. Is it? At that time, no evil thoughts, no wrong thoughts. Only there will be right thought. Nekkhamma, sankappa, abhyapara, sankappa, avihingsa, sankappa, or like this. Is it? They only just want to stay with the Dhamma. They abhyapara, sankappa. They have no intentions to keep. They have no sensuous thoughts. They have no the thoughts to kill other living beings. They have no thoughts to torture others like this. Then they only have right thought at the time. Then there will be samma sankappa. Then right understanding and right thought. Then they practice nama rupa as they really are. Finally, they can realize nibbana. Is it? beginning from Nama Rupa practice up to realization of Nibbana. Let's consider the Panyasika training and wisdom. Okay. Then even they don't have sila, how they will be able to attain samadhi. If they have no samadhi, necessary samadhi, then how they will be able to understand Nama Rupa as they really are. If they don't understand Nama Rupa as they really are, how they will become, they will realize Nibbana, how they will become noble person. That is why the Buddha taught. There are noble eightfold paths in mind dispensation. That is why you can find noble persons in mind dispensation. Other religions, other faiths are devoid of noble person. Why? There are no noble eightfold paths practice. The Buddha answered in this way. Then Subhadda Brahmacharya understood, or then he believed, and what happened? Finally, he accepted the Buddha's teaching, and then he was very happy with the Buddha's Dhamma. Then he requested the Buddhas. To ordain under the Buddha. Is it? To be a bhikkhu under the Buddha. At that time, the Buddha says, Venerable, the Subhadda Brahmacharya. Oh, Subhadda, if someone from other religions wish to ordain as a bhikkhu in my dispensation, they should take the parivasa, prohibitions or the observation, testing periods for 4 months. That means you should practice parivasa, probations or observations, examinations for 4 months. During this time, the Bhikkhu Sangha will observe whether he followed the Buddha's instruction or not. If Bhikkhu Sangha are satisfied with his behavior, his diligence, etc., then Bhikkhu Sangha will allow him to be ordained as a Bhikkhu in the Buddha's dispensation. If they are not satisfied with his behavior or his practice, he don't correctly follow the Buddha's instruction at the time, they will reject his ordination. Then the Buddha says, then when the Buddha says, but there will be special chance for some special persons, is it? The Buddha also says in this way. When the Buddha says to Subhadda, then the Buddha says, if the Buddha allow, if we need to take the 4 months observation periods, then I will take for 4 years, he says. Not only 4 months, for 4 years. Then what will happen? Then if the Buddha will allow me to be ordained as a monk in your dispensation, we need to observe the parivasas for 4 months. But I will observe. I will take the observation or the probations for 4 years. He said, that means he is very diligent and he believed the Buddha. Then the Buddha immediately allow him to be ordained. Is it why? And there's a special chance for the special person. He is a special person. That is when the Buddha asked Venerable Ananda to ordain him as a bhikkhu. Then according to the Buddha's instructions, he became a bhikkhu at the presence of the Buddha. Then after receiving the ordination under the Buddha, then he also went to the secluded place at the corner of this sala group. Then he became Arahanta before the Buddha's final Parinibbāna. He is one of the Arahanta in the Buddha's dispensation. That is why he is the last disciple, noble disciple of the Buddha in the Buddha's presence. Is it? The Buddha's presence. Okay, that is why. In some our meditation center, someone wish to ordain as Samanera or Bhikkhu or Siale. Sure, we should have such kinds of parivasa periods, examination periods, whether they follow the monastery rule and regulation or not, they practice Sila Samadhi Panya diligently or not, they practice meditation according to our monastery instruction or not, etc. If they not follow, then reject their request. If they follow, then okay, we will allow their ordination and we will allow them to ordain to practice meditations here. In this way, is it better? Is it? Even yogi meditator also the same. They apply, they wish to come here to practice meditation, then okay, usually we ask, okay, then you can come here to practice, but we will observe your condition, whether you really practice meditation, we really follow monastery rule and regulation, teachers' instruction or not. Otherwise, we're not allowed. If they follow, then we will allow for their ordination or their practice of meditations here. And other meditation center also doing this. Is it? If we directly allow the meditator or for their ordination easily, then they don't care. They will disrobe and they will come, something like this. They don't know the value of the teacher or meditation or the monastery like this. Is it? This is the tradition since the Buddha time. The Buddha also says like this. Is it? Okay. By knowing this, you know the explanation of Noble Eightfold Paths briefly. Then whether the practice is correct or not, whether there is a noble persons or not, you can compare with the Noble Eightfold Paths practice. If there is a Noble Eightfold Paths in one teachings, even in Buddhism, then there can be noble person. Otherwise, there will not be noble person. And other religions also the same. But the Buddha briefly says, like a lion's roar. There's a noble Eightfold Paths in my dispensation. That is why there are noble persons in my dispensation. Other faiths, other religions are divided on noble person. Why? There's a no noble Eightfold Paths practice. The Buddha says in this way. Okay, you can decide yourself and you can consider yourself whether there are noble Eightfold Paths practice or not. Then by knowing this, may be able to practice the noble Eightfold Paths until you realize Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Vandami Siado. Siado, can you hear me?
Okay.
Siado, let's say in the past life, someone has have done this Arya Ubhavada, means accuse the noble person or unrespectful to the noble person, but it has already passed and cannot do confession. So how to confess on these mistakes?
According to the text instructions, if someone accused the noble persons, then find this noble persons and do forgiveness in front of him. Okay, if he cannot find this person, he does not know where he is. At that time, maybe he can confess. He confess his mistake or his fault in front of the Sangha. Or for example, I committed such kinds of faults to this person. Then although I find this person, I couldn't find. I confess this my mistakes in front of the Sangha, or in this way also possible. One thing, if the noble person has passed away already, then this person should go to his funeral place or the grave, the cemetery, where his body is buried, where his body is buried. Is it? Where his body is buried. Then also do forgiveness in this area. In this way also okay. That this is the text explanation. Then he can recover from his fault.
Vandami Siado, he says he might have condemned the Mahayana teachings. So no matter this person who wrote the Mahayana teaching is the Arya or not. He felt that he still need to ask forgiveness. So in this way, how to ask forgiveness according to the Dhamma?
Just now I explained, then go to this, but if you think that this person, you commit against you make mistakes toward this person, then you go and do forgiveness in front of him. It is better. Okay, if this person cannot be found, then maybe confess in front of the sanghas instead of the persons. In this way also possible.
But someone is very accomplished in meditation and has accomplished Metta Bhavana in their daily actions. They are always praising themselves, speaking ill of others, and jealous of others' merits. Is Metta Bhavana different from having Metta in daily life? From Anonymous.
Okay, if they are freezing their concentration or their metta themselves many times, sometimes it must be considered whether it is true or not. Sometimes we cannot regard whatever this is. Need to see their conditions also, is it? But although they are successful in meditation, sometimes because of defilement, it's not completely removed yet. Sometimes may appear because of defilement, something, some behavior or something which is not suitable for the practitioner may occur. Then we can understand this thing. But she or he is always jealous and making speaking others ill or something like this. Praising himself many times, then it is not correct behavior. Then if you have some knowledge, you can also understand yourself. Accomplishing metta meditations is whether they really accomplish or not. Need to see their. That is when just now the like Subhadda Paribhajaka, sometimes observation. Need to do the observation also. Is it? That is why here they when they repose their meditation, then I also ask them to go to meditation or to meditate. They say and they are meditating and their kuti sometimes may not correct. That is why sometimes I ask them to go to meditation hall also, then to observe. Something like this. But most of them are innocent. Most of them are honest. But some are also there are also some dishonest persons. That is why. Not to confuse with such kinds of person, then we also need to take care of such kinds of things, whether they are correctly practiced or not.
Thank you again, Seattle, for today's teaching and Bundy's interpretation. Seattle, may you lead us in making aspiration and sharing of merits, please. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, repeat after me to share your merits to all beings. Idame punya.
Idame punya.
Asawakaya.
Asawakaya.
Wahahotu.
Wahahotu.
Idame punya.
Idame punya.
Nibbanasa.
Nibbanata.
Pechayo hotu.
Pechayo hotu.
Mama punya bhagam.
Mama punya bhagam.
Sabha sadhana.
Sabha sadhana.
Pajemi.
Pajemi.
Te sabe.
Te sabe.
Mesama.
Mesama.
Punya bhagam.
Punya bhagam.
Labandu.
Labandu. Sadhu.
Sadhu. Sadhu. Sadhu.